Hi Paresh, how are you?
Hello,
Hi Paresh, how are you?
I'm fine. Am I audible? Meet.
Yeah,
Okay, okay. How are you doing today? Great,
I'm doing good.
great. So, shall we start? Are you comfortable?
Yeah.
Okay. So, in continuation with our yesterday, we have seen some stages, some revision, quick revision. Can you or can we discuss something about the stages of our ITIL?
Yeah, we can do that. But somebody messaged in the meeting that there's one student, Ashwini, is gonna join.
Uh-huh.
So maybe we can wait for a couple minutes for her, and if she joins,
Okay,
so
okay,
I'll
okay.
for
No
yesterday.
issues. By that time, yeah. By that time, just we will discuss here and there. I mean, so what are your future plans, meet, and how you are going to go ahead?
I think Paresh, we can continue.
What happened? Ashwini is not going to join.
I
We'll
don't
wait
know.
for. Who told you that Ashwini is going to join?
In the morning, Vivek told me,
Okay, okay.
and there's somebody else too in the meeting right now, like online training. Uh, so I saw it in the chat. There's a message in the chat, so I saw over there.
Acha, acha. We'll wait. No issues. I mean, if seriously.
Not blue jar, you lost the blue tackle.
Yeah, let's continue, Paresh.
Okay. Hello.
Yeah,
Ashwini,
Paresh.
hello. Hello. Let me ask Ashwini also. Hello. Hello. Some background noise is coming. Hello. Fine. I think she has joined and she is interested to only listen. Me?
Yeah, we can start, I guess.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we have discussed yesterday about history of ITIL, and we have seen some five core publications, or we have seen the stages. So when we want to offer something new as a product or as a service, we have seen five stages of ITIL life cycle. That is service strategy, service design, service transition, service operation, and continual service improvement. We will see today some RACI metrics, processes, functions of ITIL. Let me share my screen.
Yeah, I can see your screen.
You can see.
Yeah.
Okay. So yesterday I think this is your clear service portfolio which we maintain, service catalog,
Yeah.
and all stages you are aware: service strategy, design, see the down arrow keys, service operation, and
Yeah.
then continual service improvement. We have taken some good example also, not only in IT but outside IT also.
Yeah.
Clear?
Yeah.
Okay, okay, great. You see the definition of each term which are going to come again and again when you handle software project management as well as any project management.
Okay.
So the term comes as process and function. Now process is what, in general terms, a structured set of activities designed to accomplish a specific objective. A process takes one or more defined inputs and turns them into defined outputs. A process is basically take some parameter, some value as an input. Finally, it process those values, those parameters according to business objectives, and finally, after processing, it turns out as an output depending on our input parameters, depending on our input values. That is process. Whereas function, sorry, a team or a group of people and the tools, combination of team, a group of people or a tool or other resources they use to carry out one or more processes or activities. That is a function. So function operates on processes, whereas process is an independent method, it's an independent process. Is it clear?
Yeah.
Meet. Sorry, I'm going away, but what are your routine activities? Meet. You came today from office, or are you working, or you are at
Yeah.
home?
No, I work part-times right now in the
Uh-huh,
mornings
uh-huh.
and I come back in the evening, so
Okay, okay, okay. Fine. Now, when we say offer a new process, or when we say we do a transition from on-site to offshore, we have some roles to play to make that project alive, to make that project go live. So we have some role players. Say we have process owner, we have process manager, we have process practitioner, and we have service owner. say a process owner who is accountable for ensuring the process is fit for purpose, that is capable of meeting its objectives, that it is performed according to the agreed and documented standard, and that it meets the aim of the process definition. It is simple English. Fine.
Yeah.
Process owner is nothing but an accountable person or a responsible person who is ensuring that process is fit for purpose. Now say generally it's a business who drives the process. Agree or not?
Yep.
Fine. So a business who drives this, now it is performed according to the agreed and documented standard. Now when we say agreed and documented standard, in the sense I have my own function, as I will move to the same example, or I will take the same example of JP Morgan Chase and Chase, and now they are ready to give work, or they offshore, they are transferring the work to offshore. Now there will be some documented, agreed documented standard. Fine.
Yep.
Say my data center is up and running, and Meet Thakkar is going to hold this responsibility from offshore. For example, down the line, say within 2 weeks, whatever data center support, production support activities which our DBAs or our system admin guys, storage admin guys, network admin guys are doing from on-site, now within 2 weeks they will the responsibility of process owner who who will give support from offshore now. So this is what to the agreed and documented standard, and that it meets the aim of the process definition. Fine.
Yep.
Process manager. Now accountable for operational management of a process. There may be several process managers for one process, and the process manager role is often assigned to the same person carrying out the process owner's role. Now basically this is a process manager to whom you map generally. Do you think it's a project manager who is driving this, who keep monitoring this? Agree?
Yeah.
Say a good example is, there are some tool who generates alerts, a ticket kind of thing. There are so many tools available in the market. Say for example, I have a Windows server, and Windows server, my space is getting exhausted. My RAM is getting exhausted, or say my application runs and it consumes some scheduled job executed and it consumes more space. Now that alert, error alert, will generate it from the server and directly en route it to offshore, for example. And from offshore, my system admin guy has to pick up that request alert as a ticket. The
Okay.
first process, the first thing is he has to accept that ticket within 15 minutes.
Okay.
Within 15 minutes, that ticket will be accepted. Within, say, I have it's a P1 ticket, for example, priority 1 ticket. So he has to resolve within half an hour.
Okay.
Let us assume this is accepting and resolving, and it's a P1 ticket. Now we, in a design phase, strategy, when we say initial stage, we sit together and we come on a common ground, common decision. Okay, within 15 minutes we will accept, and within 30 minutes we will resolve. This rule is applicable for P1. Same rule can be modified for P2 and P3 kind of tickets. Now, say what happens if he not accept within 15 minutes. Maybe a system admin guy has gone to canteen, or he is having some phone call, personal call, he is busy. So what happens in that case? That particular ticket, the same alert will come to on-site team manager, and if he is not resolved within 30 minutes, the same ticket, same alert will escalate to on-site DBA, on-site system admin guy. Now he will resolve this. Now project manager, when he arrives in his shift, or he arrives 9:30 morning on his desk, he control, he monitor this. A project manager's prime responsibility, he monitor any escalation. Is you may be aware of SLA. This terms will come in future. Service level agreements. So out of say in monthly, this particular ticket has not been accepted and this has not been resolved.
Okay.
So now whose responsibility is this? Is the person system admin guy? So here the process manager is accountable for this specific escalation. The project manager is accountable for this escalation. Clear?
Okay.
He has to give explanation, or in a very stringent contractual agreements they do uh, a fine also in some of the cases. Okay.
Okay.
So accountable for operational management of a process, there may be several process managers for one process, and the process manager role is often assigned to a same person carrying out the process owner role. Process practitioner, now this person is responsible for carrying out one or more process activities. The process practitioner role may be combined with the process manager role if appropriate. Now it depends on project to project. Be with me, we will see with some good example. So don't get confused, say who is practitioner and who is manager.
Okay.
Or there may be a single person who is taking the responsibility of both. Maybe he is a practitioner also and he is a process manager also.
Okay.
But there is a slight difference. Clear?
Okay.
Process practitioner, the person who is carrying out actual activities, whereas
Yeah,
process manager who is
just
monitoring and control.
kind of a thing, testing the softwares and everything.
Yeah. So a test lead, a leader of a team lead, he is a practitioner also. At the same time, he can manage also.
Okay.
Clear? Clear? It
Yeah.
happens on project to project. It depends on project to project.
Okay.
And service owner is a responsible person to the customer for initiation, transition, and ongoing maintenance and support of a particular service. He is accountable to the IT director or service management director for the delivery of a specific IT service. Service ownership is critical to service management, and a single person may fulfill the service owner role for more than one service.
One service.
Now, service owner is basically, he is a part from scratch, he is a part of project from the beginning, say strategy design, strategy planning. So he literally, we have seen the catalog, we have seen the portfolio, right?
Yeah.
So in that everything is mentioned. Now say till now, for example, 1st August to 15th August, till 15th August our on-site system admin guy will take over, handle the server. Then 15th August to say 31st August, it will be a, for example, I mean they were mutually agree, it will be a shadow support, I mean on-site system admin guy and offshore system admin guy, both collectively support this system and monitor, check the alert, but from 1st September, independently, offshore people will handle. Now this is nothing but a transition phase. You are with me?
Yep.
Who defines, or this is the responsibility of service owner, who mutually agree, who says no, we need 3 weeks. Sometimes they say no, you have to finish within 2 weeks. So this kind of you can say back and forth discussion, and then finally they arrive on a conclusion, common ground. Okay, this is 2 weeks we are agree, that will be a shadow effect. This is just an example I am saying. So service owner who defines and who note down, put it in a service catalog. Everything is defined. So it's basically why we are doing this. What do you think? What is the purpose of doing this meet? Or Ashwini is there? Ashwini can answer my question. Hello.
Yeah, Paresh.
What is the purpose? You don't know, you say no, you tell. And if you know, you tell me according to your knowledge, your perception, your assumption, why we are doing this. What is the purpose?
The purpose for service owners, right?
Purpose of service owner or purpose of doing this process, defining everything, put it into a service catalog, why we are writing initially in service
So the
strategy phase.
process is divided between uh, each and everyone in the people working over there, and saves the time, and also gets the priority, and also gets the work done faster.
Exactly. Still you are near to that, but not exact me. Say at the end of the day, do you need any quarrel? You need any raising voice? Why you have not seen? Why you have not accepted our ticket? This
No, no,
server was in a bad shape. You need this kind of quarrel at the end? No,
no.
na? So initial phase only, in strategy phase only, we are deciding among each other and coming on a common ground and keeping in a service catalog. By that, at the end of the day, say suppose offshore people, meet Tucker comes and say, I was not agree on this. So you can see the service catalog, boss. See, open the service catalog, open page number 15, for example, and see this is our mutually understood. This is in printed service catalog. Say 15 days will be our transition phase, and we have agreed. Are you on with me?
Yep.
So as you suggested, you are near to that exactly. But this everything is put it into a like a contractual, you can say, agreement kind of thing. That is our catalog, service catalog. Clear?
Okay. Yeah.
Like you go into a restaurant and first of all a waiter, what he gives, of course a glass of water he gives, he makes you comfortable, and then immediately he will give you a menu. What service we are offering, right?
Yep.
Say you are, so morning, maybe afternoon, evening, in general practice, you will get a standard menu which they offer, but that is our mutual understanding. Okay, now early morning you can't give him an order of a Mughlai dish or a Punjabi dish, correct?
Yep.
But breakfast is mentioned. That
Yep.
breakfast is printed in that menu. So that menu tells you that these are the service, these are the dishes which we are offering. Clear?
Yeah.
Can I go ahead?
Yep.
Okay. Now we have basically responsibility assignment matrix. That is in short form. These are the terms which comes very often in talking when we go into a design phase. So RACI matrix, one of the important tool for tracking roles and responsibilities, is the responsibility assignment matrix. It stands for responsible, R, A stands for accountable, C for consulted, and I for informed. Now responsible, simple, who is responsible for the execution of the task. Accountable is who is accountable for the task and sign off the work. Now what do you mean by sign off? Your
Finishing
idea?
up. Finishing up for the day.
Yeah, you are near to that. Say in a testing project or in a production support project, uh, some changes comes. I mean, I'm just giving you a hypothetical, real example, a practical example.
Okay.
Say a testing project or a production support project, some change comes. You know, change. Till now, the version was running this, but now they want to upgrade the version. I'm just giving you an example.
Okay.
Now you will prepare something called as POC. Sir, this testing server currently running with this X version. Now we want X version. This will take 2 weekends, this Saturday, Sunday and next Saturday, Sunday. So what you will do, you will put it on a paper, you will put it in a frame of email, and then you can take an approval from your application track lead and you send it for a sign off.
Okay.
Now, if he's agree, then he will send you a sign off. Okay, on-site track lead say me, you can take 2 weekends as a downtime for this testing server, and these are my sign off. So sign off means you are taking an approval. So in future or in between while you are doing your task, and if he has some concern, he forget he has given a sign off and he raises his voice. He says, "Arey, who gave you the approval?" immediately you can show this sign-off document, sir, you have given me this sign-off. It's an
Okay.
evidence kind of thing. It's an evidence kind of thing.
Okay. Kind of an
Clear?
agreement.
Kind of an agreement. Now it may be for a smaller task, it may be for a higher task.
Okay.
Clear?
Yep.
Go ahead.
Yep.
So yeah, who is accountable for the task and sign off the task? So A stands for accountable, who gather the sign off, who gather the approvals. Sign off is a legal, you take approved kind of word in an email, you take a signature, after signature you mention his name with his surname in alphabetical capital letter, agree? In specifically on-site offshore model, and you keep it as a central location. I repeat, either it may be a smaller version upgrade, a patch upgrade or anything. For downtime we take a sign off from our application track lead in ITIL. Agree? Meet and I think who Ashwini. Consulted, so who are the subject matter expert? We refer SME. So you note down these are the terms. SME means subject matter expert, who to be consulted.
Okay.
Inform. Now, who are the people who need to be updated of the progress? Now, generally, in our list, say generally we inform to our project managers. Say
Yep.
yes, no. Right? Because we are performing 2 weekends downtime and you want to do a version upgrade. So, first weekend over, you can immediately send a small one-liner email or a short note to your project manager. Say, sir, we have completed this 50% and remaining we are planning to do in the next weekend. So this kind of a small piece of information which you have to share to who? To your project manager. So you have everything is defined in service catalog. Who has to inform, who from whom you have to gather the sign off. Sometimes you have to talk with your on-site, sometimes you have to talk with your offshore project manager. Agree?
Yep.
Any doubt on RESI matrix?
No doubts.
Okay. So how it helps this RESI matrix? You know to whom you have to inform, right? You know from whom you have to gather the information. You have to gather your sign off, and everything is mentioned where in our central repository.
Yeah. Catalog.
You consider it as you consider it as our Gita in Hindu, or you can say Quran,
Yeah.
and accordingly we do our life process. Clear?
Yep.
So R stands for responsible, who will be doing the task, who is assigned to work on this task. Accountable means whose head will roll if this goes wrong. Who has the authority to take the decision, everything is defined. C means consulted, anyone who can tell me more about this task or any stakeholder already identified, so that we will mention under consulted. Some specialized task, you need some network administrator, you want to check the bandwidth. So all this mentioned under consulted. Inform means, as I gave you example, anyone whose work depends on this task, who has to be kept updated about the progress. Go ahead.
Yep.
Now, as we have seen the 5 stages, now ITIL life cycle and processes. See, if you map strategy, design, transition, operation, and finally CSI, that is what? Continual service improvement. So these are basically ITIL life cycle and processes. Service strategy, under service strategy process, we have strategy management, service portfolio management, financial management, demand management, and business relationship management. Now strategy management, we first of all, as we discussed yesterday, or I gave you an example, in this stage, in this process, first of all we design our strategy.
Yep.
Say you want to open a new hospital or a new restaurant. I'm giving you a hypothetical example. For an IT also you do a strategy management. in this area, say how many other restaurants are available, what services they are offering, how many kind of dishes they are offering, and what new you can give it to the customer in the same area. So this is what nothing but you are defining your strategy. This is nothing but the strategy management. This is nothing but a part of your life cycle and process. Is it simple, clear?
Yep.
Now under service portfolio management, you design your service catalog, you put it in a paper, each and every documents, each and every stages, each and every points which you have got, and you mention into a catalog. That is nothing but you are managing your service portfolio. Here we have every short form, say RACI. So what do you mean by RACI? That is mentioned where? In service catalog. Who is accountable for what? Who will do the task? Who is responsible for SLA? Who is responsible for escalation? Right? Everything is mentioned in our service catalog, and that is nothing but the portfolio management. Now financial management. Simple. Who will approve our budget to do this particular project? So that responsibility will be taken. That process will be financial management. Demand management. Today you are giving this service, tomorrow there are more requirements, more demand comes in. So that process is nothing but the demand management. We have to manage, right?
Yep.
Say today from on-site they are saying you have to handle our 100 users, for example. But we started our process in a go live stage now. But suddenly a demand or requirement comes from 100 users, now you have to give it to, for example, hypothetical example, 300 users. Now you have two system admin guy, you have two DBAs, obviously you have to add some more resources, add some more system admin guy, DBA guy, right?
Yep.
To meet that demand, to meet that requirement.
Yep.
So that is nothing but the demand management under service strategy. So this everything you have to sit literally define first, and then you can go ahead with the next stage.
Okay.
Clear?
Yep.
Business relationship management. So you have a very good customer and you are talking with him and you are designing. For example, you have similar kind of another domain. Say you have a Merrill Lynch. They are also into investment bank. So for you the task become easy. When you give support to one customer, now you want to improve your relationship, you have to get more customer with that. That is nothing but the business relationship. Agree?
Yep.
So you indirectly, in which direction you are heading? You want to give best services and you want to grow your business. Are you with me on this?
Yep.
Yeah. Next is after service strategy. You finish this process. Next process is service design. Now in design you are designing actual the service, actual your product which you are offering in the market. So under service design, the design coordination comes, service catalog management, service level management, that is SLM, supplier management, capacity management, availability management, IT service continuity management, and information security management. This part comes under service design. Everything you define, design and keep it into a service catalog. Clear?
Yep.
Now to perform, to give service to the customer, sometimes you need, for example, a raw material. Say you are implementing a new plant of distillery, or you can say a mineral water plant. So you yourself is dependent on your supplier.
Yep.
They maybe supply you a raw material of plastic, and you yourself is manufacturing a bottle. So your dependency arises. Agree?
Yep.
So that supplier management also is a part of your service design. Who all are the supplier in the market who can supply you the raw material? Now monthly you have some basic requirements. Say I am going to produce 1000 bottle. Now for producing that 1000 bottle you need this number of kg raw material, a granule of plastic which allows you to generate a finished product as a bottle. By that you can fill the refine water and sell it in the market. Agree?
Yep.
So this supplier management, you can have say X, Y, Z, 3 suppliers that you have to design into a design stage, design process, and then you can design your capability. Okay, I am sure X is not able to supply me this kg of plastic, raw material of plastic. I have a Y supplier, I have a Z supplier. On the basis of that, you can design your capacity management. This is my capability. By that, I can produce 1,000 bottles in a month. Agree?
Yep.
Now, basis on that, you will define your availability management. Say, when you supply in the market, so you have to maintain your availability. Fine.
Yep.
Say, from offshore, I have 2 system admin guy, 2 database guy, 2 network admin guy, 2 storage admin guy. Say, I have 8 people team. Now, I have 2 in a spare in each. So if in a shift, one particular person is having some family issues, is not going to come for a day, for a two, you have a design, say, who can replace, who is not able to come, and you have another resource who can cover it. Agree?
Yep.
So that capacity management, that availability management comes into a service design. You always be prepared. You design in such a way that your service availability will not impact. Agree?
Yep.
Okay. Same way which is connected with IT service continuity management, because you have to run your business, you have to run your show. Agree? So that continuity management is dependent on availability. Agree?
Yep.
And finally, in our IT, we have information security management. Now, information security management is basically you are covering or you are hiding your confidential information from your competitor. Fine. That also a part of information security management. Clear with strategy and design?
Yep.
Now we have service transition, the third process. Now transition, as I gave you example, they have a big data center. Till now it is up and running and they were handling the show from on-site. Now they want to give it to offshore. And offshore, what do you think? Is it an easy task? Till today they were supporting, and from tomorrow our offshore people will support. What do you think? Is it an easy task? It's not that much straightforward. Say for example, you have 2,500 databases, mix and match of combination of Oracle. I hope you are aware of database servers, Meet. Hello?
Yeah, I'm aware of it.
So say you have Oracle database, you have SQL Server database, you have Progress database, you have DB2 database, all together 2,500 database server. Till now they are supporting, and now they are coming up with a service. Now we will, this 2,500 databases will be supported from offshore. So literally this service needs to be designed properly. Fine, we have to literally sit, go on a call, come on a common ground. How it will be started? Initial 3 weeks or 2 weeks, that will be a shadow support. Then from offshore will be started. All alert will be configured. All group email ID will be configured. How they were taking backup till now. This document, this process has to be explained to offshore team. See, sometimes the term comes KT, you know, knowledge transfer. Have you got KT? Have you come this kind of term before?
Yeah.
आपको KT मिला क्या? आपका knowledge transfer हुआ क्या?
Yeah.
हाँ, so this kind of KT document, this kind of this is nothing but a transition, right? Knowledge transfer. So till now, how they were taking backup? Production database server कैसे backup लेते थे? They were taking online. Some database were offline. They are having some data purging activities. All things will be transferred to offshore. So under service transition, you are transferring your service. Your till now what on-site DBA were doing, now you are transferring it to offshore DBA. That is transition. The first under that the subcategory transition planning and support. Change management is very critical. Any senior guy who is afraid and scared of change management, because you have server up and running, business is up and running, we are catering, we are serving to the business, and say n number of users are accessing that application and whole businesses depend on that application. Now imagine a situation, new change is coming. So senior guys will be always afraid of change. This is very critical process. Change management we will discuss more in detail later. So they have something called a CR. There are a lot many tools available in the market. They release a CR. There are a lot many type of change request. We have standard change, normal change, critical change. They have SPP. SPP is nothing but the service protection period. So say if service protection period is going, you cannot implement any change on any server. Fine?
Yep.
Service asset and configuration management, release and deployment management, service validation and testing management, change evaluation process, and knowledge management process. So everything, whatever comes in, they keep it in a document as knowledge management. In future, something new come, for example, any new change come, so they can refer, oh, in past before 3 months, we have implemented this change. So this is nothing but the service transition process, which is very critical, which is a very important point of view from process point of view. And all senior track leaders, we have project managers, everyone is involved in this. I can say till the last person who is supporting the project, he is also somewhere touch on this service transition phase, service transition process. So from service strategy, service design, service transition, we have a final is service operation. Service operation is where actual process made live. It has gone. Say you have started a restaurant and you are working from last 6 months, but now today it is grand opening, so you can say from today onwards that is in operation. That is nothing but your service operation. Under that we have event management, incident management, request fulfillment, problem management, and access management. A very good project manager who can handle these processes, we can say is a very good project manager who is handling his project very nicely.
Okay.
In brief, we will, in detail, we will see each under service operation. But in brief, I can tell you, event is anything, any event comes, a server is behaving abnormal way, that is an event. Some issue you get, that is an event. Or another example for incident management is, say any complaint come from customer, this is not good, your waiter is not paying attention, or my server is not behaving, so that is abnormal way, that is an incident management, and everything is recorded here. Fine, under operation.
Yep.
Request fulfillment, any new request comes in into a running, so always we have to cater to. Fine. Say a customer comes in and he gives you a request. Say I need this. Can you prepare for me this? So can we deny that?
No.
During operation? We cannot. We have to solve them. Correct?
Yep.
So that is under operation. A problem management. Any XYZ kind of problem comes in. So we have to manage that problem. That is under operation. And access management. Say a new user comes in, a new system admin comes in, according to his profile, we have to define his user and we have to assign the login. Agree? That is an access management.
Yep.
And finally, continual service improvement, CSI. CSI is once our restaurant started, once our service started, shadow effect is over. Once we started from say 15th August, we are independently supporting this project. Then what we will do? A project manager will sleep. What do you think?
Sorry, can you repeat it once again? What was
Our
it?
project made live. Our restaurant started. I'm giving both example parallelly. From offshore, we have taken transition successfully. We have all 8 system admin, storage, network, database admin, everything is coming in shape, and project made live on 15th August 2016. Fine. And
Okay.
our parallel example, our restaurant started, vegetarian restaurant. We have designed menu, transition service, everything is defined, designed, and we started our restaurant on 15th August. What happened now? Project manager will go and sleep? That is my question.
No.
Then the stage comes as CSI. What is
Uh,
CSI?
Continual service improvement.
What is it?
To improve the service which we are offering right now and check whether everything is going fine or not.
Exactly. And we will see where the scope to grow more, to give more value addition to the business, to right, because it's a business, fine.
Yep.
From offshore what we are giving service, that is also a business. A restaurant which you are opened,
Business.
a business, right?
Yep.
So we will keep an eye open and we will see how we can improve our service to grow our business. Agree?
Yep.
Now we will see under process, we have seen the service strategy as a process, right? So under service strategy, we will see the purpose and more detail in service strategy. Each process. Now what is the purpose of this process? Achieving an understanding of customer needs in terms of what these needs are. Agree? And when and why they occur also requires a clear understanding of exactly who is an existing or potential customer of that service provider.
Yep.
The value is defined by customer. Value of a service is determined by what it enables the customer to do. Creating value also depends on customer perception and preferences.
Yep.
ITIL service strategy is a core life cycle stage because it is we are defining the strategy till agree.
Yep.
A precise understanding of service offered, to whom it is going to offer. Say in a restaurant, we do in a strategy define. Our restaurant will be in which area? If it is a high reach area, say in a city heart, or we have a good corner on the main road, or we have a middle class area, or we have some corporate area, fine. So according to our location, we define our strategy, fine.
Yep.
Similarly, in our IT field, we will see who the customer is, whether it is a finance domain, telecom domain, whether it is a life science domain. Say we have Novartis, for example, our customer is, and they are manufacturing eye lenses. You are aware of eye lenses? I think it
Yeah.
is popular in US area.
Yeah. No one is,
Atlanta,
I know about no a pharmaceutical company.
pharmaceutical company. So if you are catering to a life science, accordingly you will define your strategy, say yes, no.
Yep.
But if you have a finance domain, then you have a different strategy.
Yep.
Okay. So ITIL service strategy is a core life cycle stage. We see to whom we are offering internal and external marketplace, competitions and the objectives that will differentiate the value of service provider or how it is provided, how customer and stakeholders perceive and measure value, how service sourcing decision can be made, financial management of course, allocation of resources, and how performance will be measured. Everything we define, strategy we will design. Now while defining service strategy, we have some key concepts that is 4Ps. 4Ps are perspective, the distinctive vision and direction, position, that is basis on which a provider will compete, plan, how the provider will achieve its vision, and pattern, the fundamental way of doing things, a distinctive pattern in decision and action over time. So I mean, if we are not defining this, then what is the difference from others than us? You know what you can say, you are differentiating yourself from the crowd. That is what this 4P defines. Are you
Okay.
with me on this?
Yep.
Okay. Define service means define the market that they will operate in, identifying and understanding their customers, explore the opportunities and constraints, qualify the outcomes and classify services. So you are actually defining your service, what you are offering. Say in case of a Bisleri bottle, so you are actually defining your service. I will give how it is going to affect my actual customer. Agree?
Yep.
You are defining your value. So this is very initial stage. You are defining your strategy. So you are defining your value also. The service utility and service warranty. Fit for purpose, what the customer gets in terms of outcomes, supported and or constraints removed. Warranty, fit for use, how the service is delivered and its fitness for use in terms of availability, capacity, continuity and security. Finally, the capabilities, the provider's ability in terms of management, organization, process, knowledge and people to coordinate, control and deploy resources. The resources here, man, machinery, fine?
Yep.
The direct inputs for the production of services, that is financial, that is also a resource, capital, infrastructure, applications, information and people. Critical success factors are identified, measured and reviewed periodically in order to determine the service assets required to successfully implement the desired service strategy. Now the CSF factor also, this is defined, whether we will be critical success factor. Go ahead.
Yep.
So under service strategy, the key processes we have seen: the strategy management, service portfolio management, financial management, demand management and business relationship management. Strategy management produces and maintains all strategy plans and ensures they are translated into tactical and operational plans. So to ensure that the strategy is defined and achieves its purpose, takes care about any changes in the business environment to ensure the service strategy remains relevant. If you see under strategy management, we have strategic assessment, strategic generation and finally strategy execution through the service life cycle. The first initial left hand side, it is initial stage, that is we are establishing our objectives. And say if you are opening a restaurant, you are implementing a plant of mineral water, or you are starting an offshore center, offshore support center. First of all, we will define our objectives, right? Then strategy generation, and then finally how we will execute our actual service. So this is a block-wise diagram, strategy management. Left hand side under you see, you will first of all analyze your internal factors, you will analyze your external factors. External factors, can you say supplier information or supplier management, that comes into external factor, right?
Yep.
Then we have defined market space, identify strategic industry factors, and then we establish our objectives. A strategy generation, we have determined our perspective, form a position, craft a plan, adopt a pattern of action. Then we have our vision. You know, in each and every company they have a vision statement. If you have gone through
vision and mission statement.
Yes, exactly. So we will define our vision, policies, plans, finally the actions. We will document our service strategy, as I told you, and everything below that immediately you see a blue color, service portfolio. Everything you put it into our service catalog. And then final block on right hand side, outcome of this strategy generation, actual strategy execution through the service life cycle. So under that we have service management, align assets with customer outcomes, optimize critical success factors and prioritization investments, and finally we can say continual service improvement. So this is basically a single component, granular level under ITIL as a process called strategy management. That is the first process.
Yep.
Under service portfolio management, the purpose of service portfolio management is to ensure that the service provider has the right mix of services to balance the investment in IT with the ability to meet business outcomes. That is the purpose of portfolio management. Say from offshore we have finance, but actually how we will invest or how we will design our strategy according to business requirement, we will put the investment. Agree?
Yep.
The complete set of services that is managed by a service provider, the service portfolio is used to manage the entire life cycle of all services and include three categories: service pipeline, service catalog, and retired services. Now, service pipeline is proposed or the new projects which are coming, new services which we are going to offer. That is nothing but the service pipeline. Fine. Service catalog is live and available for deployment, and retired services say we were giving this service, but now we have closed this service. That is decommission service.
Okay.
Service portfolio management involves proactive management of the investment across the service life cycle. It is an ongoing process which includes the following steps. So under service portfolio management, that is service strategy, we will define. So define what we have: inventories, business case. We have to analyze those. Value proposition, prioritization. Then we get an approval for service portfolio authorization, and then charter. That is communication resource allocation. So under service strategy, we define, analyze, approve, and charter. That is map with inventories, business case. We have a value proposition, prioritization. We do a service portfolio authorization. We get an approval from finance head. Okay, if he's having this much of fund, and initial he can say you can start with system admin, for example. Then down the line, some period, say we have first quarter, second quarter, third quarter, and then you can, which is approval, you can go ahead with the different services which you are offering, and you can start.
Okay.
Agree?
Yep.
If he has a finance full form, all services at the time you can start, but this is a stage by stage defined under portfolio management.
Okay.
Now very crucial, this is financial management under strategy process. Now finance is made to offer the service in the market, agree?
Yep.
Either it's a product base or a service base, the service which you are offering. So you have to have a proper financial management. So you have X amount of fund, but that fund you are not entirely utilizing on, say, one service. You have a distributed service, and you do a budgeting. See, in our normal scenario, other than IT or other projects in home also, you have a X amount, but what is your need first, right? We prioritize.
Yep.
And then accordingly we'll go stage by stage. That is nothing but this financial management.
Yep.
Objective to provide cost-effective stewardship of the IT assets and resources used in providing IT services.
Yep.
Financial management covers the function and processes responsible for managing an IT service provider's budgeting, accounting, and charging requirements. So this is a specific financial department. The aim for any IT service organization should include to be able to fully account for the spend on IT services and to be able to assign this cost to the services delivered to the organization's customers. To assist management decision on IT investment by providing detailed cost analysis regarding changes to IT service. So this financial management has to support all functions till end, and the activities of financial management is budgeting, accounting, and charging.
Charging.
Whatever additional charges comes during our project execution, we will discuss in detail. Now budgeting, say for any service you are giving, you have to have a budget first.
Yep.
Then your go live, and then you keep track record of your expenses, right? That is nothing but the accounting.
Yep.
Weekly, monthly, right? Quarterly, and then finally yearly. And while operating your project, while operating your services which you are offering in the market, there are some another expenditure comes in. So that is nothing but they will do in free. Say you call a electrician, you call a plumber, or say additional services you take from the market. So they charge, right?
Yeah.
So those are nothing but the charging. So this will be keeping track. Who handle this? Financial management, right?
Yep.
We have demand management. Now, why say this demand management? So any request comes, you can say ad hoc request. Your service is started, you are in operation stage, and some new requirement comes. So this has to be managed. Can project manager say, no, we are not prepared for this, or say you have told us 100 user only. Now how I can in between 300 user I can support? Can that kind of statement we can give it to customer?
No.
So he has to sustain in the market, he has to prepare for this, and how he will manage, that is defined in demand management. Agree?
Yep.
Demand management is a critical aspect of service management. Poorly managed demand is a source of risk for service providers because of uncertainty in demand, right? This ad hoc demand is not certain always. It is uncertain and we have to cater to them. Agree?
Yep.
So analyzing pattern of activity and user profiles, provisioning capacity in line with strategic objectives. So demand management, if you see in a diagram, if you say a pattern of, what do you mean by pattern?
Business patterns means the way of working and everything.
Working, yes, exactly. So say if you want to study, you want to analyze demand patterns, a business process, that is a normal operation. In between the rectangle is a normal operation.
Yep.
Then service process, you do a capacity planning. Today I have this number of databases, say 2000, and I have the team of 15 DBAs. So suppose tomorrow some new demand comes, so I have to sustain and I have to give support to my on-site team. So according to that pattern, how it comes, say 2500 databases, you have this in your record, right?
Yep.
You have some delivery schedule, you know that this much of tickets are coming to offshore, and you are preparing a shift roster on daily basis. We have 3 shifts, morning, afternoon, night shift, and then you do a demand management. That is nothing but the demand management.
Okay.
Okay? I think we will keep till today here.
Okay.
And tomorrow, if possible, can we keep it at 7 or 7:30? You tell me.
Means whatever you, it's fine for you.
Okay, we will meet at 7, no problem.
Okay.
Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
I can do 9:30 EST time.
Okay. So 7 o'clock, no issues. No issues. We will meet at 7. I
Okay.
can take Friday. Saturday, Sunday, I can devote more time. We will meet at same time, 7 only. But I can
Okay.
devote half an hour or 45 minutes more on Saturday, Sunday. Monday, I will not be available because Monday I am traveling. I am in transit from Mumbai to Pune. But again, as usual, again Tuesday we will restart. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
So keep your diary, keep your schedule accordingly. Monday we will not be having the session, but again Tuesday we will meet.
Okay. So Monday means
Yeah. So
your Monday.
tomorrow 7 o'clock. Yeah.
So means your
Any doubt?
Monday and Sunday night 4 hours, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Monday is Sunday night for yours. Okay.
Okay.
So India Monday, that is your Sunday night, I will not be available. The session will not be there. So you have a pre-Sunday.
Okay. Okay.
You can go to a restaurant and have your dinner with family.
Okay.
Okay, because I am in transit on a serious note
No
in
problem.
my bus. Okay, and
No
Tuesday
problem.
again we will meet. Okay.
Okay.
So good night and yeah, sweet dreams everyone.
Okay. Good night.
Yeah, have fun. Bye.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.